Without the need for constant pursuit or a display of claws, the grizzly bear still reigns over the frozen forests. Every step carries the weight of instinct, power, and timeless resilience. It can bring down a full-grown moose, drive off a pack of wolves, and endure winters that stretch up to 7 months. From muddy trails to snow-covered peaks, no other creature moves with such deliberate force. Follow this giant, and you'll witness nature unfold through the eyes and breath of the grizzly bear. In the dense northern forests of the United States, from Montana to the heart of Alaska, the grizzly bear holds a crown no rival can claim. Fully grown, they weigh between 400 and 790 pounds, with large males exceeding 1,100 pounds, heavier than an upright piano. When standing on their hind legs, they can reach up to 7 feet tall, a height that commands respect from every predator in the region. Though closely related to the coastal Kodiak bear, the grizzly is the undisputed icon of North America's inland wilderness. Solitary by nature, they roam territories that can stretch over 600 square miles, depending on food availability. They are not always hunters. Grizzlies are omnivores. They dig up roots, forage for insects, yet still have the strength to take down moose or young bison. Grizzlies don't seek conflict, but when mating season arrives or their range is threatened, ancient instincts awaken. No longer the quiet figure by the stream or the berry-laden trail, it becomes the guardian of the wild. Unshowy, unshaken, yet always present. A force woven into the very balance of the northern ecosystem. As the pine-covered slopes of the Bridger-Teton Mountains turn golden with autumn, the male grizzly begins a quiet journey. Not for food, but for position. There are no roars, no chases. Yet deep within the forest, tension rises like an underground current. The encounter is swift, no avoidance, no compromise. Two giants collide beneath the canopy, saplings snapping under the combined weight of 800 pounds of muscle on each side. They shove, pivot, shoulder in, and stretch their necks, not to destroy, but to declare, who deserves to hold this forest? It's more than territory. It's an unspoken hierarchy every male must climb, season by season. Each turn of the body is more than a move. It's a map of honor. At a quiet lake on the forest's edge, a rarer moment unfolds. The first male approaches a female, ready to display his strength. But before he can act, a second male appears, intent on proving himself. There's no cover, no place to hide. Every movement becomes more intense under the female's gaze. The clash lasts only minutes, but carries the weight of generations. There is no weak opponent, only one who will be chosen. In the wild, it is not survival alone that shapes the future of a species. It is the ability to persuade a mate through strength, endurance, and an instinct honed by time. Mating season may last just a few weeks, but its biological legacy lasts forever. Deer are highly alert herbivores, equipped with large ears and quick reflexes that react to even the slightest sound. With slender yet powerful legs, they can dash across steep slopes or weave through sparse forests at speeds of up to 30 miles per hour. On a cold morning high in the mountains, an adult deer steps out from the forest's edge, just as the grizzly bear picks up the trail. The bear wastes no time. Despite its size, once it gains momentum, it becomes a relentless hunter. In another rare moment captured on camera, a grizzly approaches a lone deer separated from its herd. The ambush lasts only seconds. The deer bolts, but its inexperience leads to a stumble and no chance to recover. In the wild, survival choices are often made by the group, sacrificing one to protect the rest. And in nature, the one who seizes the moment is the one who prevails. On that mountainside, the grizzly's silence proves to be its most formidable weapon. The moose is the largest herbivore in the deer family, often weighing between 800 and 1,500 pounds, with males standing up to 6.5 feet tall at the shoulder. They thrive in the cold, wet northern landscapes, where marshes, lake shores, and scattered woodlands create a maze of ecological pathways. When spring ice melts, shallow waters become ideal feeding grounds, rich with tender vegetation. But these spots are also where grizzlies wait, not by chance, but guided by spatial memory and hunting instincts refined over many seasons. A large male grizzly appears at the edge of the marsh, studying every move of a mother moose and her calf, silently preparing to strike. When the distance closes to just under 50 feet, a sudden burst from the low brush startles the mother. She reacts too late. In another scene, a grizzly launches a direct attack on an adult female moose, forcing her toward the edge of a lake. This is no longer a chase. It's a test of strength. Two of the forest's largest animals face off, but the moose is not easily overpowered. With a surge of will, she kicks out with her hind legs, landing a blow that forces the predator to retreat into the forest shadows. Grizzlies don't always win, but with patience, memory, and a sense for the right moment, they know when to act. And in the frozen wilderness, where even breath becomes strategy, silence is the most fearsome weapon of all. In the wild, apex predators rarely choose direct confrontation. But when food grows scarce, the line between dominance and survival begins to blur. One crisp autumn morning in the dense forests of Yellowstone, a grizzly bear was feeding on the remains of an elk, left behind after a pack of wolves had hunted under the cover of night. But within 10 minutes, shadows began to emerge from the nearby brush. The wolves had returned. 7 of them, led by a mature alpha, stepped forward, not in haste, but with no intention of backing down. The bear knew it couldn't chase off the entire pack, but the wolves understood too. One misstep, one swipe, could be devastating. After a tense standoff, a silent decision was made. The bear stepped away, not from fear, but from strategy. It had eaten enough and chose to save its strength for a more certain victory. In these deep woods, strength doesn't always equal dominance. Sometimes triumph lies in resolve, and in forcing your opponent to think twice. Still, in most encounters, wolves rarely reclaim a meal from a bear. If the grizzly is hungry, the odds drop to nearly 0. No pack has the power to force a retreat once a bear decides to keep what's his. Should the wolves push too far, the cost can be high. One misjudgment could sideline a pack member from the game of survival. That's why, despite their intelligence and unmatched teamwork, wolves choose their battles wisely. And sometimes, retreat is not defeat, but the clearest sign of wisdom. At the height of summer along the coasts of Alaska and British Columbia, upstream rivers become the pulse of an entire ecosystem. Sockeye salmon begin their final spawning journey, marking a crucial season for the grizzly bear, a time to build energy reserves before the long winter ahead. At Brooks Falls, the symbol of the salmon run, dozens of bears patiently line the rocky ledges where white water crashes below. There's no pushing, no chaos. Each bear holds its place, as if chosen by generations past. There's no chase, no growl, only patience, precision, and a deeper understanding of the water than any other creature. During the 14-day peak of the salmon run, an adult grizzly may consume over 90 pounds of fish, most of that fat stored around the belly and shoulders. For the mother bear, each catch is more than a meal. It's a lesson passed down. Missed bites, slippery footing, waiting eyes. These are the lessons of survival, taught not through words, but through repetition and instinct. The falls aren't always full of fish, but the salmon always return, and the bears wait. Not just for food, but for a rhythm etched into their bloodline thousands of years ago. As the forest begins to shift, rivers slow beneath a thin layer of ice, and the ground hardens under the first fall of snow, the grizzly bear enters another chapter of life, silent, demanding, and steeped in resilience. No 2 winters are the same. Some years bring nearly 10 feet of snow to the Rockies. Others drop temperatures to -40 degrees Fahrenheit, turning every gust of wind into a blade against the skin. Yet grizzlies have weathered this for thousands of generations. They don't hibernate in the true sense. Grizzlies enter a state of torpor, a slowed rhythm of life where body temperature and heart rate drop, yet awareness remains. Their hearts may beat only 8 times per minute, and body temperature can fall to around 38 degrees Fahrenheit, but they never fall into full unconsciousness like many other species. For 5 to 7 months, they eat nothing, drink nothing, move nowhere, and they don't need to. A thick layer of fat, sometimes making up 35% of their body weight, is their survival ticket. Winter is not a battle. It is a quiet test of those who prepare, who can serve their rhythm, and who are strong enough to rise when the sun finally returns to the forest once more. From snow-covered peaks to the crimson waterfalls of salmon season, every step of the grizzly is a living chapter in nature's great story. Quiet, unhurried, yet each movement leaves its mark on the entire ecosystem. What we witness is more than just an animal. It is a symbol of adaptation, strength, and balance. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next wild moment. Thank you for joining us in exploring the wonders of the natural world.